I've got a few different stories about this area that I live in. It's called Rolling Oaks. It's a subdivision that used to be uh, used to be a retirement village, so to speak, but it's like in the middle of a tri-county area. It's like out in the middle of nowhere, right? And there's this thing. I think they call it the 600 acres. I've got a picture that I'll put right there. Yeah. Well, whenever I, yeah, we'll do that in post. Anyway, so the weird thing about this area is, for one, it's rife with mental illness. It's almost like a cursed land because most people that come here wind up stuck in this 5 mile radius, or I mean, it's just it's a crazy area. Everybody has seen something or heard something. Like everybody's got some sort of paranormal story that is just like strange. And I used to chalk it up to this place being rife with nut jobs or drug addicts. But it was when more credible people started coming to me with their stories, and I've had a few personal experiences out here that I cannot explain, and it's it's hard to explain, like just the energy that goes into this place. uh like there's the main road, right? Like it just goes straight down the middle. Well, the first road to the right, you take your right and it goes off into this nicer district of Rolling Oaks, and like where all the nice houses are, and it goes congruent with the whole main road. And at the end of this side road, it loops back around and reconnects with the side road. Well, I grew up out here, and we were always, like taking walks, and I guess you could say investigating the area, checking it out, because I've always been kind of into this whole, you know, paranormal investigating thing. I've always had a thing for it. I've always thought, like that it was neat, so to speak. Like even in my skeptical years, to where I'm like, oh, that's bullshit. Like I still have a lot of those thoughts, but it's still fascinating, because I mean, you have so many stories that come from, like especially places like this, they're like where no one, like where the cops don't go, or like just out in the middle of nowhere. That's where a lot of your like weird stories come from. Yeah, there's stuff that happens in the cities, like the Jersey Devil sightings. I mean, well, anyway, my first one out here was about whenever I think I was 17 or 18. Me and Lisa. The if for y'all that caught my Conroe video, she's in the comments, because it was her room that all of the weirdness happened in. Well, me and her were also the ones that would take walks around Rolling Oaks. And this story I'm fixing to get into spans, like years. The same happenings. And then like whenever I moved back out here, I was telling Timmy, he's my old co-host. He's still gonna pop in, and I might get him to tell his side of the story, and put it with the video. I'm not sure, but like okay, whenever it all started, like I said, we were just kids walking, because we tired of being at home, wanted something to do, so we'd go for a walk, right? Well, we decided to take a walk down that side road that goes congruent with the main road. And there, we heard about, actually, we didn't hear about it till later. We experienced this first. But whenever you get to a certain point, like closer to the main entrance of Rolling Oaks, there's a little forest of bamboo. It's about 3 or 4 lots worth of just bamboo. And if I'm being for real here, it's one of the 3 spots out here that has bamboo. Like, there's no reason for there to be a bamboo forest in the middle of, you know, Rolling Oaks, Texas. Well, anyway, as we got to the edge of the bamboo, it started like, like shaking, like something was in the woods, like moving around, Well, we both looked to the side, like, what the hell is that? Like we thought, it could be anything. It could be bats. It could be like dogs. We don't know. What is it? Hell, for all we knew, it's a pack of rabid squirrels. I mean, shit. Well, whatever it was, we wanted to get away from it. So we walked further down the road, and the further we went, the further it came, like whatever it was following us. Well, we kind of both got freaked out and took off, and we started walking faster. Well, the faster we would walk, the faster it would go. It was keeping up with us, right? So we finally got past the bamboo part, and to the part to where there's houses on both sides, and it stopped. Like, it didn't stop, but like it didn't go any further. So we got to the end of the road and turned around and looked. And whenever you would turn around and look, you could see something like a shadowy figure just walk across the road. Like, it looked very humanesque, but hunched, but it like really thin, sort of like a golem type character. But like I said, it was all shadowy, so you couldn't see skin tone or anything like that. It was just like a, and you see it go this way, like across the street. And so instead of going back that way, we went all the way around. Now, here's the weird part. Whenever you would get from the main road to the other side, if you looked towards the bamboo forest, you could see little eyes looking at you, like red, amber, yellow, white, just different eyes, like all like tattered in the woods. And like I said, I've investigated those woods. I've tried to see if it was just like bats or something. I couldn't find anything. Well, so we go home and we tell everybody about it, right? Well, it takes us a couple days, but finally we get everybody rounded up, and this is after 2 or 3 test runs. We would continue to do this night by night. I guess we liked the adrenaline, and we were stupid. Like, because I'm sorry, if some weird shit like that happens to me today, I'm like, no, sir. I'm gonna stay my ass here. Y'all go have fun poking around with the spooky shit. I'm gonna stay my ass at home. But, I was young, stupid, and I can't, like I said, I can't really say I'd be like that, because like I said, I'm really into the whole paranormal investigation thing. So my dumb ass would have probably still today been out there going, oh, what's that? Let's poke it with a stick. I'm stupid. Well, anyway, well, we finally got the family, like convinced to go for a walk with us, and it. We shouldn't have. Well, I mean, we should have just stayed our ass at home, because it led to somebody getting hurt, me seeing some shit that almost gave me a heart attack, and, well, give me a minute and I'll tell you all about it. All right, welcome back. So, we decided to, take the family for a jaunt and show them what we had found, right? So, we did, and the same thing happened. Like, as we rounded the curve, because at this point we weren't taking the whole road around, we were walking on the main street to where this little crossroads was, and then we were going this way. When you went this way and around, it took you right to where the bamboo starts, right? So we did that, and like I said, we were so excited to show them the strange, like, just anomaly we found, because there's, to this day, like, I've taken other people down there and they're like, I don't know what the hell it is. That's just weird. Uh, well, the way it all went down was we rounded the curve, and about halfway through where the bamboo forest is, there's a drain that runs under the road, and there's like a creek that runs through it, right? Well, the creek was, dried up at this particular moment. I don't know why, it just was. I mean, well, we get about where that creek is, and in this little group, uh we had Lisa's two sisters. We had my mom, Lisa, and the sister's mom. We had one of the sisters, either they're married now, but at the time I think they were just dating. I'm not sure. But there was just like 6 or 7 or 8 of us, like we were all, because like I said, this is years ago. But there was like 7 or 8 of us, right? And as we got to where the little drain is underneath the road where the creek is, like, and my mom, who, like I said, my mom was with us, and my mom said she felt like something pushed her, like, to the ground. Like, she thought somebody bumped into her, but no one was behind her. And so she's sitting on the ground going, "Who the fuck?" Like, using profanities. Sorry about that. I usually get one in an episode, but anyway, she was like, "Who pushed me?" And we're all just like, "What? No one was behind you. No one." And she said that like I said, it just felt like someone grabbed her, and she hit the ground and screwed up her ankle. So she's laying there like, I can't walk. I can't freaking walk. She tried to get up 2 or 3 times. Her ankle was, she rolled her ankle. Well, at this point, like I said, they've all seen the weird, shaking forest of bamboo, and it's just getting more and more violent. So my cousin and her boyfriend, are like, no, that cousin. Well, anyway, pretty much everybody went back to get the car except for me and my cousin Jackie, because my cousin Jackie, dumbass, has no fear either. Like, if she can't explain it, oh well. Like, she's just about like me, half ignorant. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, well, Adam was, he was like, well, you know what, I'm gonna go get the car, because if I can't get her up, because he's like really tall. He's like, and he's, I mean, he's not a weak man by any means. He's like, if I can't get your mama up and help her walk, then, I can at least go get the car and we can get her in there, that way. So he runs off to get the car. Well, everyone followed him. So it's just me and Jackie sitting there with my mom. And the way we were sitting is, I was looking towards the creek in the forest, the bamboo. Jackie was standing back here behind my mom looking this way. And this is where it gets weird, because remember how I told y'all about the shadowy thing that would run across the road? Well, as I looked into the bamboo, like, creek, because the creek, it all just kind of grew up like this, like an archway. It's weird. Yeah. Well, there was something that was walking in back from the creek, and it looked exactly like whatever that thing is that ran across the road. But the reason it freaked me out more than normal was because whenever it was moving, it was like skipping, like, like, but it was coming closer slowly. And I don't know if it was like a fear, like, what do they call them, like a fear sucker, like where but it was extremely strange. And as it got closer to us, I'm just sitting there, at this point I've done, like, lit up a cigarette, and I'm just sitting here like, step closer this way, please, because, like, there's nothing I can do at this moment, because I can't. I've tried to hoist my mother up, and she's not a big woman now, but she was a lot bigger back then. I mean, depression and stuff like that. I mean, just, I don't know what it was, but she was a little bit bigger back then. And well, as it got close, like the reason I started like being, adamant about, hey, help me get her up, let's get out of here, was because like it like started like acting like it was gonna reach. And my cousin Jackie was just like, well, what is wrong with you? I'm like, dude, nothing, just don't turn around. Just don't turn around. Just step closer to me. And because my whole thought is, if it's never came out of the shadows, why would it start today? So I'm, trying to use my logic here to just stay far enough away from it to where it can't, missing 411 our ass. You know what I'm saying? Well, at this point, we finally get my mom to her feet, and about the time like it got really close, headlights come around the corner, and it's my cousin and Jackie's husband. Jackie was with me, but it was my other cousins and her husband. And I can't remember who all came back, but I know Adam was driving, and he hopped out. We got my mom loaded up, and when I looked back, there was nothing there. The same scenario that you find in every creepy story. It was just like a fart in the wind, gone, man. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Whenever I hear other stories about things that glitch when they move, it makes me wonder, like, are they like on a different plane or a different frequency, and like they're just as weirded out that we can see them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, it was incredibly strange. And there's so much more. So like I said, that was just the beginning of this, and it took some time, like, because I mean, like, me and Lisa, since we ran a lot, we were still going down there and kind of poking the bear. We showed my friend Michael, and my friend Michael had another experience with me that I'll say later in another episode. I want to keep these concise and not tell a bunch of different encounters, but I want to stay focused. But yeah, this one, he was weirded out by it, and we started asking his family about other strange experiences, and that's a whole episode all in itself. But but yeah, we got everybody out of there that night. Me and Lisa would make a thing of it. We would, and sometimes other people would go with us. Like I said, Mike went with us a couple times. Candy went with us a few other times, but then finally went, that's too weird, I'm staying away from that. But we were like almost obsessed with it. Like, it's almost like we were called back to check it out. And I don't know, like, it was strange. And oh, and I don't know why we kept going back. It was ridiculous. But and years after all of that happened, like, nothing real noticeable, like, notable happened. It was always just me and Lisa, and whoever else was with us, walking from point A to point B, turning around and watching whatever it was fucking skitter across the road. Nothing too exciting until way later. And it was me taking my brother John on a walk, because we were just out, walking, because me and him, we were like I was saying earlier, like, I was just used to walking all the time. I love walking. I like to walk. It helps me blow off steam, helps me think. Well, John is the same way, and we got to talking about the paranormal and stuff like that. And he's like, man, I don't believe in nothing like that. He's very skeptic. And like I said, like, I was a healthy skeptic at one point, and I still am in a lot of ways. Like, I like to see proof, and I like to try to explain things, because one thing that I forgot to mention is that, yeah, Candy freaked out and wanted to go back at night, but she was the first one to say, hey, it's daytime, let's go check it out. So we went during the day. This is something that I'll jump back to the John story in a sec. But me, Candy, Lisa, and a couple others went out there during the day. And this was back in the day with like when smartphones were just coming out and stuff like that. So we were all down there with our phones taking pictures and stuff, right? Well, you could find several like foundations where houses used to be, and in one of them there's still a chimney that goes up. Well, she thought that was just the coolest thing in the world, so she took a picture of the chimney. And I think she actually had her digital camera, so it was a decent quality picture. The weird thing is that no matter what angle you took a picture from, you could still see smoke in the smokestack or the chimney. Like you could, it was like it was still bellowing out. Like that was weird. Like that was weird. And keep this place in mind because this is the same place I took Timmy to, because he wanted to see. But we went at night. Well, we never saw anything out there during the day, but you had this ominous feeling of being watched, like constantly. And I've always been one of the mind that if you go during the day, you're safe. I don't know why, but I've just always thought daytime equals safety, even though there's a lot of missing 411 cases that, contest otherwise. But anyway, we got the ominous feeling that we were being watched, and all of these, like, a lot of these pictures had strange and unusual, like, anomalies to them. And that was one other notable creepy thing. And we found out that the houses that were there all burned the fuck down. Oh, there's two. But all burned down. And apparently there was people in the houses when they burned down. So that is odd. And I think it was Mike's family that told us about that. I haven't ever been able to corroborate that because I don't know quite yet on how to look up events in this area. Like, I know there's a way to do it. I just haven't had a chance to. But apparently that's what happened to those houses. They burnt down. People were in them. Awful stuff. Well, years later, when me and John are taking this walk, I didn't tell him where I was taking him. I'd never told him this story. We just went, right? And I just, like I said, took a left at the crossroad, went around, and that's when I noticed that they had cut back some of the bamboo, right? Well, it didn't start where it normally did, like at first. But as soon as we got to where it was thicker, it started, and he just jumps back like, what the fuck is that? What is that? And I'm just like, bro, I don't know. You said you didn't believe in paranormal activity. This is something that I've seen happen since I was a kid. And the reason he freaked out and we took off running was because whenever it got violent this time, like it was trying to come out of the bamboo at us. So he says he felt me grab his shoulder and say, let's go. I did say, let's go. And I turned around and ran back the way we came. But he says something grabbed him by the shoulders. And my brother is significantly taller than me. I mean, so if I grab him, I'm grabbing him by the arm. But he said something grabbed him by the shoulders. Well, anyway, we took off. We went back 3 times just because he's like, there's got to be an explanation. Well, the reason we only went back 3 times is because on that 3rd time, we got into the light where it normally stopped. The light cut off, and you see this shadow thing jump across the road and into the fucking the brush over on this side of the road, and it starts doing the same thing. So we just took off and did not stop until we got to the end of the crossroad. And that's whenever I pointed and I was like, look, I'm sitting there like, out of breath, like, look. And whenever he looked over at that place where I'm telling you where the eyes were, you can see all the eyes just like off in the woods, like blinking, like it's still watching us. And this time it was like more red eyes than white and amber. It was really creepy. And I mean, I don't know, like I don't know how to explain any of this. Like I said, at first I thought it was bats, or like maybe it was beavers, whatever. I've looked for evidence of any kind of animal over there during the day. I've looked for burrows. I've looked for everything you can think of, and I can't find anything. It's not birds, because apparently if it was birds or bats, it would be happening at the top. I don't know. But like I've looked for any kind of evidence of anything. And that's when the Timmy thing happened. And the Timmy thing helped me not feel so crazy, because what happened that night, he was like, bro, no, no. There's no possible way what I saw and heard was birds or beavers or dogs, because what he saw then, just, it's insane. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like, we're back. Thank you for if you stuck along with me this far. Thank you. I'd like it if you liked, shared, hit the bell notification, subscribed, all that good stuff if you can. But now we're gonna jump into Timmy's story. When I walked out there with Timmy, I was telling Timmy this whole story, and he was like, "Bro," because he's the same as John. He just didn't believe in any of it. He is pretty much a hardcore atheist for the most part. It's only been here recently that he's been like, well, maybe there's more to this. Maybe there is something. Well, at the time, he didn't believe in nothing, right? Well, I take Timmy out there, right? Because he's all like, I got to see it. And no, Timmy doesn't just want to go no, he wants to go to the source. So we go to where the burned down house is. And this is in the middle of the night with flashlights, like real freaking jackasses, right? So we go out there. It was me, Timmy, and his old lady, right? And we're poking around, and at first, like you can hear stuff moving around in the woods, but like nothing substantial, nothing hardcore yet. Well, that's when everything kind of took a turn, because we're scoping stuff out. Like I'm showing him, I'm explaining to him, dude, we took these pictures. You could still see smoke in the smokestacks, blah blah blah. Telling him all of it, right? Well, I don't know what infuriated whatever it was, but I'm over at the edge because I'm starting to get that whole I'm being watched vibe. So I'm closer to the exit, right? Timmy's all up over there next to the smokestack going, oh, this is cool. And he's sitting there like messing with it, and his old lady's like checking out the foundation bricks. They're looking for something, like just anything. They're just checking it out. Well, something caught his attention, and it caught my attention too, because I'm like, what the hell was that? Like you could hear something snapping, right? And it was coming at us, getting closer. And Timmy just does like this. He goes, oh shit, and grabs her, throws her to her feet, and starts booking it. Grabs me by the shoulder and goes, run, dumbass. And that's the second time I've been called a dumbass and to run. All right. And I'll tell you the first one later. That's a whole nother story. So I'm still confused because I'm like, generic white dude from a horror movie going, "What's going on over there?" And Timmy is just like, "No, dog, run." And I didn't understand why at first until we got to safety. We were all over here next to the road, and I'm sitting here, huffing and wheezing, going, "Look, look, look!" You can see the eyes. And that's when Timmy goes, "Bruh, whatever was out there was snapping bamboo as it was because he said you could hear it, walking, running at us, and as it was running, it was snapping bamboo under its feet." And I don't know if y'all know anything about bamboo. That shit is impossible to snap. But whatever was coming at us was crushing that shit with ease. And oh my god, like I just after he explained to me why he freaked out, I realized then like why it was so imperative for us to like get the hell out of Dodge, because that was possibly like the closest I have ever come to messing around with that thing and like turning into a 411 case. You know what I'm saying? Because it was close. If we wouldn't have booked it, like it was about to break through, that to where that whole house foundation was. It might have came through, but we were too busy getting out of there. Like, but I'm also of the firm belief that if it wanted to catch us, it would have. So there's that. I don't know. Well, yeah. I haven't really gone back out there since to mess with it because, like I said, that wasn't too long ago. And shortly after that was when I had all my health problems and stuff like that. And the house burnt down, like I really haven't had a chance to investigate anymore in that whole scenario. But one thing I have noticed is I go down that road sometimes when I'm coming home because it's a better road than the main road, and they've cut back a lot of the bamboo. So I don't know. I'm thinking about taking a trek out there and doing the old normal path just to see if it still bumps in the night, if you get what I'm saying. Like, because I don't know. Like, it might. I mean, oh, I don't know how it affected it. Like, but I'm not going alone. That's for damn sure. And oh, it, he has another story about him and the bamboo too, but it's not that bamboo. It was one. It was the other place that has bamboo. Apparently, he was walking home one night, and he stopped and he had his back to it as he was lighting a cigarette. And the reason when I told him the story, it freaked him out, was because he was lighting a cigarette and he said something. It was like something grabbed him by the backpack because everybody out here wears backpacks, and pulled him to the ground because he said he hit the ground and got up and took off because it freaked him out that bad. And that's one of the other reasons I'm saying like he's starting to like wonder like what's all to it, because that was some weird shit. Like, I mean, I don't know. Well, if you like this story, be sure to like, subscribe, follow. I'm gonna try to do, like I said, some more stuff for the channel soon. I'm gonna continue to record episodes and upload